But what do you guys think?
They're gonna get cooked.
I think they're going to get cooked as well. I mean, I think they're going to get cooked. But, I mean, we've seen some teams who don't look that good on paper, like, get mid-pack, right? Like, get, like, 6th to 8th, like, 5 to... Like, I don't know. If they could get to, like, that top, like, 5, top 8, like, I don't think it would be that bad for them. Like, if they could kind of be in the mid-pack. I just don't know. I don't know.
That's happening. I think they'll get cooked, but they'll get cooked the same amount that the bottom 4 was already going to get cooked, right? Like, that's kind of my one.
That's the true shit I ever heard.
You know, a lot of players saying like, "Oh, they took away these spots," and it's like, yeah, they took away 4 salary spots, but it's not like you were gonna do anything with that spot anyway. So, I don't know. I don't care as much because
bro, that's the truest shit. That's the truest shit I ever heard, bro. I was fucking thinking about this the other day when I was making that Falcons video and I was calling them garbage, but like I was also thinking like for the longest time everyone's been saying, even all the people on the flank, who are you gonna get to replace Kleenex or whatever? We can get to replace Kismet. There's no good options. Challengers has no good SMG options to come in and replace. Like we've been saying this for years now. Like even pro players, like even Scrap, all these people in streams talking to other people are like, yeah, there's like nobody down there that's even special. So I see Challenger players on Twitter like they're taking spots. I'm like, buddy, what were you gonna do? We see like Boston Breach this year, for example, like all the Challenger people they put on Pentagram, whatever, Smoke, GodRx, dropped a 1.8 last year Challenger champs, came in the league, had literally the worst KD. Like every bad player that comes in the league now, we're throwing RX next to their name in fucking tribute to GodRx. Like these Challenger players are dog shit and they're complaining about a team coming and taking extra spots. So I agree. Falcons are probably gonna get cooked. Watch these guys play. They're shooters, obviously, like very skilled at the game, but you just look one map that they play and there's no organization. Even in the comms, even though don't understand the language, a lot of hectic shit. They almost sound like fucking Faces comms, but I mean, it's just a completely different story. Like, not a lot fundamentally going on the map. You see in like big moments, they're tweaking, like don't know, like you could literally look at the arrows, like just going to like no idea what to do in like specific moments. And I said like just like everybody, you shoot against the highest players, you play against like the highest players for like a while, like it raises your level, but to what extent is their level actually going to be raised is the question. But I mean, I've also said this, I mean, I said this about COD champs ever since CDL came out. It's not even a Call of Duty World Championship anymore. Like, it's a CDL. That's why they call it CDL champs. But, like, obviously, we view it as COD World Champs. But you're not facing the best players in the world. You're facing the best players in the league. Like, there's players like Hydra, Pred, that were over in France, over in Australia. We found them, put them in the league. They're in, like, the top 10 players in the world. Like, there's so much talent out there that has yet to be discovered that needs to come over, you know? And this is just like a small step in the right direction. I mean, I agree with everything they say about like the region based and everything like that. That stuff's cheese. Miami's paying for it. There's only so many good Spanish players, you know? And there's only so many good Saudi Call of Duty players. And obviously, like, they even like said whatever, like after a while they're going to be mixing if they have to, whatever. But I mean, to the Challengers players complaining about spots being taken, I'm like, you would have came in the league and did nothing, bro. Like, if you ended up on, like, a Boston Breach, you would have done nothing. Like, try to, like, prove your worth. Like, there's players who came in shitty spots, like Gwyn, proved to be undeniable, and now they're in better spots going into this next year. That's what everyone's got to do. There should be no complaining about a spot's being taken. A spot's being taken by someone on your skill level. Like, Lore, Challenger Champs, came in at EWC, look like fucking noobs, bro. Fucking noobs. The so-called best Challenger team in the world looked like fucking noobs. Had no idea what they're doing. I'm like, bro, these are the world champs of Challengers playing like fucking rank players. Like, and I'm so glad Ake said this because I know no one else on the panel is going to say something like that. and Eggs like literally doesn't give a fuck, so he's gonna say it. So these are small reasons why we like Eggs, but I agree. But honestly, just like everything in life, you have to look at things from multiple POVs. And I could 100% understand the POV of NA Challenger players, where it's like certain ones are just more accomplished and have done more but haven't gotten a chance yet. And you just see four unaccomplished players, whatever they won the EU Challenger, whatever the fuck that was. But like, you see four players who aren't as accomplished with like not as much experience come and take your spot. I could understand that POV, but my argument, whatever the argument Egg's trying to make, is like, what would you do with that spot anyway? What would you do if you're on like the Vegas Legion with like two other challenger players and like a Geo? Like, you know, what would you do that like they would probably place maybe a bit better, but like, I mean, come on. I mean, I could understand that POV though, especially the ones that have been working hard trying to get their chance. But I mean, we've seen so many players now cry, plead for their chance. They come in, they don't do anything with it. So I mean, you could look at it from both ways, understand both POVs. But one thing's for sure, it's happening, and now we have to deal with it, and now we have to see how it plays out. We got to see what these other orgs do. I mean, if you're undeniable in challengers, if you're undeniable, you will get in the league. If you're undeniable, if you're not undeniable yet, then you got work to do. Yeah, you literally have work to do. I mean, we could even look at the examples like Havoc, like for example in Vanguard with Kismet. I mean, they were dominating challengers for like a period of time. They were streaming everything. They were on a fucking roll. That got Havoc back in the league. That got Kismet picked up by NYSL. Krim spoke very highly of Kismet. Like, yeah, he knows what the fuck he's doing. And, you know, we picked him up and we actually started to play better now. So, I mean, there are instances like that where undeniable will get you in the league. I mean, you could use the argument that, like, FC Black this year, they were winning, but then they didn't get players in the league. Like, even players like Dylan Rex. Like, I mean, people talk highly of them, but, like, me personally, I'm like, I don't see it. Maybe I have to watch more, but I have to watch more challengers, but I'm like, I don't see that at all. But even with FC Black, I mean, they kind of, ASUM, I feel, kind of ruined it low key, like without even trying, kind of ruined it for everybody else because he was on that dominant team. He was already a pro player in the league before, brought him back in on a good Vegas team, like a good Vegas team that we're thinking was going to get him and play better. And then they ended up playing worse and he was dropping like 0.3s every game. So, I mean, I feel like even small shit like that kind of ruined it. Like, fuck, man, this guy's on the team dominating. He came in on a good team. Didn't even come in on a bad team. Didn't make the team any better. You know, they were constantly doing good at respawn. He came in, they couldn't win a respawn. So there's so many different ways to look at it, but very good point.